He was born into the Ghica family, with nobiliary ancestry roots beginning in the 17th century. Like his father, since childhood he was an avid outdoor enthusiast, and educated himself about nature, only to become later a prominent member of the Romanian Geographical Society, one of the very firsts in the world, founded in 1875. He remarked himself in studies of zoology, botany and geology, geography and topography. Like many other Eastern European explorers, the Ghicas were of noble blood, high education and considerable family wealth, major factors that fueled their bold ventures. After the opening of Suez Canal in late 1869, a new era in African exploration has begun, especially after British took control of the canal in 1882, when sea trips to Africa from Europe via Mediterranean Sea became very common. However, few people ventured past the relative comforts of the cities and trade zones, and the ones that did, for the most part, were murdered, like Lieutenant Stroyan, Pietro Saccani in 1883, the Greek merchant Panagiotis, the Italian Count Gianpietro Porro in 1883, while others killed by wild beasts, like Prince Eugene Ruspoli in 1891, who found his end trampled by an angry elephant. The Ghicas, father and son, between 1894 and 1895, had ventured deeper than any European in the Horn of Africa, crossing today's Ethiopia, Djibouti and Somalia, where they made notable geographical explorations and natural history discoveries. Their exploits on the African continent are typical for the upper class of the Victorian era, filled with safaris and extensive hunting of exotic species. The Ghicas sailed from Europe on the Imperatrix to Aden, then crossed into Africa at the port of Berbera, at the time the capital of British Somaliland, and on October 22, 1894 a massive caravan of over 70 luggage camels, 4 horses, 2 mules, and 3 donkeys serving as lion bait, not counting hordes of sheep and goats for food, parted on a journey that will last almost a half year in the interior of the continent. The caravan crew consisted of 53 porters, few scouts from local tribes, 4 shikari hunting guides, 2 valets and the 2 Ghicas. They crossed the Gaubon Plains, traversed the Ago Plateau, to the Shebel River and the north range of the Mountains of the Moon. After crossing the Somalian highlands they entered northern Ethiopia, where they started intensive hunting, collecting specimens. The Ghicas were seasoned big game hunters already from back home, Romania, where they pursued trophy brown bears in the Carpathian Mountains, stags and wild boars at the Doftiana estate where his family had a hunting chateau, or in the Danube Delta, enjoying fishing and hunting as a favorite pastime. The plants and animals collected during their African expedition were sent to private but mostly academic collections, notably the Romanian National Museum of Natural History, known today as Grigore Antipa Museum, located in Bucharest. An account of the hunting species, very grave by modern standards, quotes their exploits at 4 lions, including the 2 man-eaters of Del Marodal, 5 elephants, 15 crocodiles, around a dozen rhinos, 1 giraffe, a new subspecies, 2 panthers, 7 hyenas, 15 zebras, 3 wild asses, onagers, 2 greater kudu, 11 lesser kudus, 8 hartebeest, 25 oryx antelopes, gemsbok, 8 warthogs, around 100 different gazelles plus foxes, jackals, monkeys. Even though avid hunters, they did not neglect flora, and their discoveries are well noted in their Plantarum Enumeratio et Descriptio work with names like Loranthuagici, Ghica spectabilis, or Ipomo e Ghica, and other names titillating Romanian royalty were given to the new 16 species of plants discovered by them. They even discovered a new botanical genus which the German savants named Ghica in their honor. Members of the Romanian Geographic Society, they made keen and pertinent descriptions of the flora, fauna, geology, and the people they encountered and compiled maps. The analogy of their adventures to the later ones of United States President Theodore Roosevelt and his son, Kermit Roosevelt, in East Africa, to much extent is striking. The first book about the Ghica's African voyage, published in German and French in 1898 in Geneva, was Cinq Mois Auxiliary Pays des Somalis, written by G. Prior and after that, notable academic institutions throughout Europe published articles and recorded their deeds, including the British Royal Geographic Society. Another book was Un Voyage en Afrique, A Voyage in Africa, French and Romanian. The Ghica's passion for hunting was remarkable, both father and son being noted as acquiring world record game trophies not only at home in Romania of European stag cervus elephas but also Africa's plains or dangerous game including elephant, black rhino, oryx, kudu, waterbuck, and gazelles, according to Roland Ward, Records of Big Game, 3rd edition, London. Prior to his dramatic suicide in 1921, his son Nikolai continued passionately hunting and venturing the world, further in the Sultanate of Morocco and the Saharan Desert in 1899 and later, in 1910, to Canada and Alaska, all the way to Kodiak Island, probably drawn in pursuit by the world's largest land carnivore, the Kodiak grizzly. His estate's residence, the Ghica Chateau, or Palatul Ghica, built in 1880 in late Baroque style by the French architect Albert Galleron, also designer of the Romanian National Bank and the Romanian Athenaeum, still stands, today serving as Dimitrie Ghica Museum of Ethnography and Contemporary Art, Dimitrie N. The museum is host to a popular arts and crafts collection and a section of contemporary Romanian beaux-arts. Adjacent to the chateau, a 19-acre dendrological park boasts rare, exotic, and decorative species of trees from Asia and North America.